Sophia, an ambitious and dedicated journalist, returns to her hometown to care for her ailing mother, finding herself at a pivotal point in both her career and personal life. She is drawn to the story of the educational crisis, seeing it as an opportunity for meaningful journalism while struggling to balance her professional responsibilities with personal ones. Ethan, a lawyer newly arrived in the small town, seeks a fresh start after a career setback in a big city. With an analytical mind and a confident demeanor, he faces the challenge of adapting to the slower pace and subtle complexities of life in a smaller community, while finding new purpose in getting involved in the local educational crisis. Ethan arrives in the small town, carrying his expectations and uncertainties. He observes the quiet streets and quaint shops, feeling a mix of relief and apprehension. The change is a fresh start, but also a leap into the unknown. Sophia is in her old home, caring for her sick mother. She looks at the walls filled with childhood memories, pondering the path that brought her back. The town, both familiar and strange, seems to hold both her past and uncertain future. Emma, in her classroom, prepares materials for the next day. She looks at the empty chairs, thinking about each student and the challenges they face together. The possibility of losing the program she loves deeply worries her. Lila, in her room, is surrounded by her drawings and paintings. She daydreams about a life beyond those walls, a place where her art is recognized and valued. The open window brings the sound of the city, a constant reminder of the world outside. The day ends with Ethan walking the streets, observing people and absorbing the town's atmosphere. He wonders what the future holds and how he can find his place in this new world. Sophia starts her day at the local newspaper office, determined to investigate the school crisis. She interviews teachers, parents, and students, gathering stories and data. With each conversation, she feels the importance of the story she is beginning to unravel. Emma faces a challenging meeting with the school administration. Discussions are tense, with the budget at the center of the debate. She passionately defends her program, but leaves the meeting feeling frustrated and helpless. Ethan explores the town, finding himself in a local cafe. He observes people's interactions, beginning to understand the community's dynamics. The educational crisis is mentioned by some customers, sparking his interest. Lila visits Samuel's gallery, where she gets lost among the colors and shapes of the displayed works. Samuel notices her interest and starts a conversation, seeing raw potential in her passion for art. The chapter ends with Ethan and Sophia accidentally meeting in the cafe. They share a brief conversation about the town and its issues, marking the beginning of an unexpected collaboration. Ethan begins to investigate the legal situation of the educational crisis. He visits the school, where he meets Emma and offers to help, Emma, initially skeptical, realizes Ethan's expertise could be valuable. Sophia publishes her first article about the crisis, generating discussion in the town. She and Ethan meet again to discuss the legal and social implications of the issue, finding common ground in their views. Emma faces another setback when a crucial meeting with potential sponsors is canceled. She feels increasingly under pressure, fearing for her students' future. Lila creates an art piece inspired by the tensions she feels at home and in the community. Samuel sees the work and encourages her to continue exploring her artistic expression. The chapter ends with a tense community meeting about the school crisis. Ethan, Sophia, and Emma realize they can join forces to make a difference. Ethan, Sophia, and Emma start working together to find a solution to the educational crisis. They plan a community event to raise funds and awareness about the program's importance. Sophia continues her reporting, now focusing on the planned event. She interviews community members, capturing everyone's hopes and concerns. Emma dedicates herself to preparing her students for a performance at the event, seeing it as an opportunity to showcase the value of her work. Lila, inspired by the actions around her, decides to contribute an art piece to the event. Samuel helps her prepare her work for the exhibition. The chapter ends with the final preparations for the event. The tension is high, but there is a feeling of hope and unity among the team. The community event begins with a large turnout from the town. Emma, nervous, prepares her students for the performance, while Ethan and Sophia coordinate the last details. During the event, Lila unveils her artwork, a powerful piece that captures the essence of the community's struggle. The reaction is immediate and emotional, with many feeling touched by Lila's expression. Sophia does a live coverage of the event, interviewing participants and highlighting the efforts of Emma, Ethan, and Lila. Her article becomes a focal point in the crisis coverage. A critical moment occurs when one of the potential sponsors, moved by the students' performance and Lila's art, commits to supporting Emma's program. The chapter ends with Ethan and Sophia reflecting on the event's success. They realize that despite their differences, they managed to make a real difference together. The chapter begins with the community gathering for the event. There is a mix of excitement and nervousness in the air as each character prepares for what's to come. Emma's students' presentation is a success, highlighting the educational program's value. The audience is visibly moved, with many expressing their support. Lila, nervous, presents her artwork to the public. The piece is well received, and she feels validated in her choice to pursue art. Ethan and Sophia work side by side during the event, coordinating activities and ensuring everything goes smoothly. They share a moment of connection, recognizing the strength of their partnership. The chapter ends with the news that Emma's program will be saved, thanks to the event's efforts. There is a sense of relief and celebration in the community. After the event's success, each character reflects on the impact they had on the community and their own lives. Ethan considers staying in town, seeing a potential future there. Sophia, encouraged by the success of her reporting, decides to focus more on local stories that directly impact the community. She begins to feel more connected to her hometown. Emma, relieved and grateful, recognizes how much the community came together to support her cause. She feels re-energized and ready to continue her passionate work. Lila receives offers to exhibit her art in other galleries, but is torn between pursuing her artistic ambitions and staying close to her family and community. The chapter ends with a meeting between Ethan, Sophia, Emma, and Lila, where they discuss next steps and how they can continue working together for the community's benefit. The final chapter begins with a reflection on the changes that have occurred in each character's life and in the community as a whole. Ethan decides to stay in town, finding new purpose in his work. Sophia, now more integrated into the community, continues to write stories that highlight local struggles and triumphs. She and Ethan consider exploring a deeper relationship. Emma sees her program thrive with the new support, feeling inspired and motivated to continue her passionate work. She recognizes the importance of the community in her success and commits to giving back, planning new educational initiatives. Lila decides to stay in town for now, realizing there is much to learn and explore in her local environment. Her art begins to reflect a new appreciation for her community and roots, and she plans to collaborate on future projects with Samuel. The chapter and story end with a community event, symbolizing the town and its residents' new phase. There is a sense of hope and anticipation in the air, with each character looking towards the future, knowing that, despite challenges, they have each other's and the community's support. The story leaves an open ending, suggesting that, although some questions remain, there are always possibilities and new beginnings ahead.